Guten Tag alle, Herr Wallace here. Today we're going to talk about relative pronouns or Relativsätze. And we're going to just do some exercises here working with relative pronouns and how to use them to connect two clauses together in German. You can connect clauses in German using either relative pronouns or also using conjunctions, whether they be subordinating or coordinating. So we're going to focus here. In our first exercise here, I have two sentences that I want to combine using a relative pronoun in German. So I have das ist die Frau, and in our second sentence, die Frau hat mir geholfen. So what we're going to do is replace die Frau in the second sentence with the relative pronoun that replaces that word. So in this example, we'd say, das die Frau, die mir geholfen hat. And you'll notice that in the second sentence, a lot is determined by what role the noun is playing in the second sentence. So in our second sentence, in our first example, die Frau is the subject of the sentence and therefore nominative. So it will stay die Frau as we replace that with the relative pronoun. So das ist die Frau, and in the first sentence we establish what is the gender of the noun. So in this case, die Frau, and then we'll refer back to it with our relative pronoun. And that thing that we are referring back to in English is called the antecedent, but in German, that's what happens. So here we go with number two, das ist der Mann. So we've established the gender of the noun, der Mann. And we're going to say, his dog has bitten me. So we want to say, that is the man whose dog has bitten me. And in German, when you want to say whose, you're going to use a genitive relative pronoun. And the genitive relative pronoun for man is, der Mann is dessen. So this would be, wo ist der Mann, dessen Hund mich gebissen hat? And if you are not sure of the chart, or if you're haven't looked over that, I urge you to go and visit our other videos over this topic where we go into that, or simply just Google relative pronoun chart in German and you'll find surely an example of that. Okay, Nummer drei, ist das Auto? Is that the car? So we've established the gender, das Auto. Now we're going to connect them. Ist das Auto, das du gekauft hast? Because in our second sentence, das Auto is the direct object, so accusative, and in the accusative, das stays das. So as we replace it, we move it to the front. And by the way, all relative pronouns are set off by commas in German. So ist das Auto, comma, das du gekauft hast. Hier ist die Garage. Here we've established die Garage. And in our second sentence, we have the garage is the object of a prepositional phrase, in this case, in. So we're going to keep that in, and then we're going to keep the, because this is, in is actually a Wechselpräposition or two-way preposition in German. And since we're telling where something is located at, it's going to be dative, so die Garage would change to der. And so we're just going to say, in der mein Auto ist. And it's like saying in English, here's the garage in which my car is. Ist das die Lehrerin? Okay, so a female teacher. And her class is very difficult. So again, we're going to say whose in English. Is that the teacher whose class is very difficult? In German, you do this again with a genitive relative pronoun. In this case, since it's a feminine noun, we're going to use deren. So, ist das die Lehrerin, deren Klasse ganz schwer ist? Wo ist meine Tasse? And in our second sentence, ich habe die Tasse hier gelassen. So, in our second sentence, die Tasse is the direct object, therefore accusative, and die stays the same. Remember, in the accusative, der changes to den, die and das stay the same. So, wo ist meine Tasse, die ich hier gelassen habe? And then finally, das ist nicht der Film, und ich wollte den Film ansehen. So, das ist nicht der Film, den ich ansehen wollte. In our second sentence, the film is the direct object. It therefore, being masculine, will change to den. And then there we go. Okay, so now we're going to just fill in the blank here with the right relative pronoun. Hast du den Mann gesehen, dem ich das Buch gegeben habe? So in English this would be, have you seen the man to whom I have given the book? Das ist die Frau, deren Buch ich gelesen habe. That's the lady whose book I have read. Wo ist der Mann, dessen Haus niedergebrannt ist? Where's the man whose house is burned down? Ist das die Frau, der du den Ring gekauft hast? Is that the lady for whom you have bought the ring, basically? And in this case, our relative pronoun is the indirect object and therefore dative. So die Frau changed to der. Das ist der Computer, den ich gesehen habe. In this case, our relative pronoun is accusative because in the second sentence, if we put it in its original order, ich habe den Computer gesehen, then you know that it is the direct object, therefore accusative, and in the accusative, der changes to den, die and das stay the same. Wo ist der Mann, für den ich arbeite? This is pretty easy because für is automatic accusative. Whenever you see für, you should think automatically accusative. Now here we are using the next two use in, which is a two-way preposition. When you're talking about going into a place, then it's going to be accusative. So die Schule would stay die Schule. Das ist die Schule, in die ich gegangen bin. Now if we talk about where someone is waiting or is or located at, then it's going to be dative. So in that case, das word, Zimmer, will change to dem. So here we have, das ist das Zimmer, in dem wartet. Oder in dem ist. Das ist das Restaurant, zu dem du gegangen bist. Here, zu is dative preposition, so you should always think dative. Das ist das Auto, mit dem ich gefahren bin. Again, mit is a dative preposition, so you should always think dative. And more car, das Auto, changing to name. Das ist der Pullover, den ich kaufen wollte. That's the sweater that I wanted to buy. The sweater being the direct object. Ist das die Dame, deren Geld gestohlen wurde, whose money had been stolen or had become stolen? Okay, a few more examples here. Das ist die Blume, die ich am besten mag, that I like the best. Ist nicht der Freund, dem ich die Karte gegeben habe. He is not the friend to whom I have given the card or ticket. Wo ist der Baum, auf den geklettert ist? So klettering, climbing, action. Auf is a two-way preposition, so we're using the accusative. Ich habe den Hund nicht gesehen, mit dem gespielt hat. Das ist der Zug, mit dem wir fahren müssen. So here we're using the dative again, mit. Mit is dative. Wo ist der Computer, mit dem du gearbeitet hast? Ist das die Frau, die du magst? Okay, so you like the lady, she's the direct object, accusative, die is the same. Hier ist der Computer, dessen Festplatte kaputt ist. Whose hard drive is kaputt, okay? Good. A few examples here going strictly from English to German completely. Here I would write, das ist der Brief, den ich für ihn geschrieben habe. Okay? Oder perhaps also, den ich ihm geschrieben habe. Is that the house that you have built? Ist das Haus, das du gebaut hast? Where is the child whose ball that is? Wo ist das Kind, dessen Ball das ist? It is the end of the world as we know it, which is a great REM song. And for those of you German speakers who don't know who REM is, you should Google it. Es ist das Ende der Welt, die wir kennen. Okay? That is the darkness from which I have come. Das ist die Dunkelheit, aus der ich gekommen bin. So here, aus is dative. So we were getting a little poetic here, perhaps a little philosophical. So das war's. So this comes directly from our lessons, as do a lot of all our videos. Ich hoffe, dass es ein bisschen geholfen hat und danke für das Zuschauen.